Oh my god, here we go, intro music, and here we go, yeah, being 8-bit homo, woo, yeah, Monster Cat, please approve my license, boom, 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 intro music, yeah. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video today. My name's Dylan Zaner, and this is a topic that I feel like needs to be discussed. As a cisgendered, white, gay male, I feel like it's my duty to talk about this topic, even though it doesn't really affect me personally. It definitely affects my friends and my community, and it needs to be talked about. I can tell you countless times I've been out with my friends and I've heard stupid statements like this. Hey, look over there. He's really cute for a black guy. Or, thanks for trying to set me up. I'm sorry, I'm not into Latinos. I'm not racist though. These types of sayings are pretty damaging to our community, and they are racist. Hear me out. There are definite degrees to racism, and a lot of the time people don't realize how some of their comments can be seen as pretty xenophobic to other races that aren't their own. This is probably because growing up, they didn't have a lot of exposure to different types of races in their society, whether that be, actually getting to know someone or becoming friends with someone. I'm not talking about having someone in your class of a different race or, eating at a restaurant and there's someone that's sitting at the table next to you that might be of a different race. I mean, actually getting to know that person. The relationships that we saw growing up and also the media that we're exposed to growing up can definitely influence also what we find attractive, who we think our ideal mate would look like or be like, and that also can definitely, have an effect on all of us. So keep that in mind when you hear comments like this in the community, because not being interested in an entire racial group is racist. Now, most of the time people will try to defend this by saying, oh, it's a preference. I just prefer people of a specific race. I just prefer not to date someone of this race. Let's dig into that. Preferences do exist. You can prefer blueberry muffins over cranberry ones. You can prefer nerds over jocks. You can prefer, brunettes over blondes. Whatever your preferences are, they exist. They are valid. What isn't okay is when you decide to outcast an entire group of people simply because of their racial background that they were born with. That is not preference, that is segregation in a dating sense. Now, mind you, members of that racial group and probably other racial groups won't find you attractive if you actually display these types of attitudes and behaviors in the dating scene, so good luck. Another, in my opinion, just as damaging effect in the community is racial fetishism. Racial fetishism.
Racial fetishism.
This is kind of the extreme opposite to what I was talking about before. Instead of not dating someone of a certain race, you only date someone because they are that specific race. I have seen this with so many of my white friends who will only date Asians because they're Asian, and that is completely not okay. You are essentially stripping that person of everything that makes them unique and original, and instead seeing their race over all other aspects of their character. They essentially become puppets of sexual desire, and I've had conversations with people, with friends who have experienced this firsthand, and it can be so damaging to someone's self-worth and self-confidence when they go in and they are basically judged on whether they are dateable or not dateable based off their race. There's tons of research out there about this type of behavior in gay dating scenes and gay dating communities. I definitely recommend reading it if you have not already. Essentially, the research backs up what my friends have been feeling. If you experience this type of behavior in the gay dating scene, it can be super damaging to someone's self-confidence about themselves. And if you do present these types of behaviors, if you do find certain races unattractive because of their racial background, if you do only date certain races because of their racial background, here are some tips to hopefully help you get out of that mindset. First off, see the damn person as a person. We are all human. There should be much more to us than just our race. Second off, and this is an actual tip, try to expand your friend circle to people who are, outside of probably your small group of racially similar, friends of yours that are probably the same race as you. Get to know other people of different races. Really, become friends with them. Get to know them. Hang out with them. Because the more people you get to know throughout your life, the more prepared you are for what you're going to actually experience out there in the world. Because, spoiler, there's a ton of people out there in the world, and they are not all like you. Now, I'm not saying you need to drop everything and start a relationship with someone of a different race. It's completely okay to date someone of the same race, as long as you're dating that person because of their character or because of their humor, not because of their specific race. These are the types of conversations we need to start having with ourselves and our friends in order to change this type of behavior in our community. And I know this doesn't just show up in the gay community, it shows up in the heterosexual community and lesbian communities, but I decided to talk about this in the context of my own community. Have you ever experienced these behaviors behaviors, or do you exhibit these types of behaviors? Please let me know in the comments down below and let's start the conversation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys tomorrow with another video and another live stream, and until then, stay awesome, stay beautiful, bye-bye.
Outro music, ba ba da 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 da. Outro music that sounds somewhat similar to the intro, ba na 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 na. Yeah.